once facilitated some training at a big corporate, and I walked into the room, and the room was full of people and all these high flyers in the company, and I could just sense that a lot of them were sitting there because the boss said that they had to sit there. If they had a choice, they would have gone and done something else. And so I immediately said, okay, I need to sell this to them somehow. And I started off by saying, this is going to be a life-changing course, and I was about to elaborate on the outcomes and the layout, etc. And a lady stopped me mid-sentence and she said, tell us. And I was like, I'm trying to. And she said, no. Tell us how this has changed your life. You just said this is life-changing, so share with us how this changed your life. Now, as I wrap up the introduction section and you are contemplating about what's in it for you in this course, maybe let me just share a few things that has really affected my life as I engage with the content and information that I'm about to share with you. Now, I would say the biggest thing for me was in the area of feeling stuck. I mean, have you ever felt stuck? Stuck in a job, stuck in the career, stuck on a step in the corporate ladder, maybe stuck with a task, stuck with a project, stuck with a few weird colleagues, and maybe stuck with an idiot boss, or maybe just stuck financially. The one thing that just really added to my life and the way I perform at work and just in life in general was to get unstuck continuously. Whenever I get stuck, I have the tools, the processes, and the thinking patterns to get unstuck, and I'm going to teach you all of that. Did you know that if I throw you in a pool and you need to tread water to stay afloat, and I measure the amount of calories burned, and I ask you to go and walk for me somewhere, and I measure the amount of calories burned, that you are burning exactly the same amount of calories. The only difference is that when you're walking, there's traction. Now, that's probably the second biggest thing that I've experienced in my life was the feeling of getting traction when I work. There was a time that I was just so busy. I'm working late hours, early mornings, just working myself to death, but it never felt like I'm achieving. It never felt like there was traction. It was as if I was in a pool treading water to stay afloat. Something that this course has done, this material has done for me, was really helping me to get traction, helping me to know that, when I focus on something, that is the best thing to focus on in that moment. It just helped me to cope with all the voices screaming around me, people saying, I want this now from you, and yet I need to focus on something else. It just really gave me a sense of achievement, and with the sense of achievement, obviously a great feeling of success. And I am sure that as you go through this process with us, you will start designing your day and your weeks that will lead to feelings of achievement and success and efficacy. The idea that if you master one thing, there's so much more to master and for you to engage in. I mean, if I really need to share with you all the details of how I think differently today and how I engage in my work differently and how I feel differently about my work environment, I would need a whole day with you. If you have ever engaged with Life Exchange, you would know that all our curriculum design and all the courses that we put together is scientific based. We never go and thumb suck an idea and go like, oh, this sounds like a good idea, let's put it in a training manual. Everything that we do has been researched and has been tested so that we can make sure that theory meets the practice as well. Now, concerning this course, the research topic was, how do we lead a person to reach peak performance within the workplace? How can we just help you to become a better version of you so that you can benefit from that? Now, looking at the work of psychology legends like Erik Erikson, research done by MIT, the work of Daniel Pink, we can confidently say that there are 3 areas that we have identified that we need to grow and develop in. Now, it's the area of mastery, autonomy, and purpose. And considering mastery, we're going to help you just engage with work with so much more confidence, knowing exactly what to do, how to do it. And on a very practical level, we're going to help you design a day that will work for you. That even when there's in the midst of chaos and people are screaming at you and need jobs to get done, that when you engage with the task, you would know that this is the most important task to engage with in that moment. Oh, autonomy. And do you know how many people go to work and they often tell us that they do not feel they can be themselves? They cannot be their creative selves. They cannot be the opinionated selves. They cannot be the one with the ideas. They're not allowed to be that person. But what I'm going to teach you is how to bring your whole self, the whole you, the real you, the creative you, the genius you, the one with the plans and ideas, how you can bring the whole you to the workplace, even if the structure doesn't allow for it. We're going to become clever as to how can we voice our opinions so that people can respect them. How can we get clarity on what people's expectations are of us, and how can we really pinpoint what we expect from them? You will just grow in so much confidence as you go through this process, and you will just be amazed about the leader that sits inside of you, and we will show you how to unleash that potential. Oh, and the area of purpose. Today I can't even think about how you would work if you don't know how to connect purpose to the tasks that you are busy with. There was a time that I just really struggled to get out of bed in the morning, especially on a Monday morning. But as soon as I discovered purpose and I've learned how to connect purpose with the task that I'm doing, it just completely changed my motivational levels. It stirred up an excitement inside of me to engage with certain people, to engage in certain tasks, to get out of bed and get to work. That work is not something I just do to get money, that work is a part of my life and it is purposeful. So the one thing that we will help you to do in this course is to really understand how you can connect purpose to every task you engage in. And maybe lastly, I should mention that we have decided to spend a whole module on making the information stick. I mean, how many times have you done some training or you've done a course and you're very excited with all the new information, but 3 weeks down the line or 2 months later, you're kind of just back in the old way of doing things? No more. We have decided to show you the neuroscience behind what makes information stick, what makes information become part of who I am, so that I just naturally use it without even consciously thinking about it. The content and information that you will receive in this course is of the highest quality. I mean, this is the stuff that we are teaching CEOs and MDs of large global corporates, and now I am going to teach you. So if you haven't done this yet, download the workbook and answer the first question about what you want out of this course. What is your expectation? And what do you want to see happen to you at the end of this course?